What is up, everyone? Bryce here, and today I've got some more Team Infinity Slayer for you on in Halo 4. And this time it's going to be on my favorite Slayer map so far, and that's Haven. Like I said in the last video, it's a very symmetrical map, and it's definitely one of their better arena-based maps in the game. And I do believe that they're also going to be using this a shit ton in MLG for a couple of different game types, I would assume. But it's right now, like I said, my favorite map for Slayer right now, and I got a quick kill off the opening fight. You gotta really choose whether you want to do those fights or not. Like those fights across mid at the beginning of the game are really hit and miss, and I always think I was a little bit lucky to get one of those kills there when I had two guys on me the entire time. So yeah. But right now I'm just running around with a sticky launcher, which is pretty much the replacement for the grenade launcher from Reach, except this time it pretty much sticks, like you would assume from the name. It sticks to the first thing it hits, and you pull the trigger a second time to detonate. And the gun will not reload unless you pull the trigger. I think I figure out a little bit later, or maybe it was that was possibly in the last video when I was running around with the sticky launcher, but I don't know. It's a weapon I really enjoy. It's really good for like baiting guys to come around a corner and like just flop a sticky grenade at their feet and just watch them either die or lose all their shields, and then you could just run quick and easy clean up on them. And now on this life, I ended up picking up the scatter shot. I died quite a bit in this game, but it was a gameplay where I had a really decent variety of weapons, so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to upload it so I could talk about them a little bit. The scatter shot, which you saw me get a kill with earlier, and I'm going to get another kill here on this guy that likes to sit in his regen area, is the Promethean shotgun. It's semi-automatic. There's no pump action like there is the human shotgun, but it's also not a hit scan weapon like the human shotgun is. You have, I think, 4 or 5 particles that actually come off of it in a spread within the circle, and you need to get quite a few of those to actually hit your target to do a significant amount of damage. But the fire rate on that thing is really nice, and without having to pump between shots, it's really easy to just fly around a corner and put 3 rounds into a dude before he has a chance to actually do anything. And right there, I traded that scatter shot in for my ordnance drop, which is a beam rifle. I don't really do much with it. I think I get a kill maybe, and before I die. But it's, you know, I have not seen much gameplay for the beam rifle yet, and I've not really I've never seen it dropped all that often. I had it dropped for me twice so far, and I've seen one other person actually with it. So the rate, I don't know if there's rates for certain weapons, but it just definitely seems like this one's a little low. So right now I'm kind of in the middle of getting pinched between several dudes, so it was no really living in that scenario. But my playstyle, it's pretty much die and then get back in that ass, so I'm kind of like sprinting in between deaths back to where the fight is, and that's not always a good thing. I definitely adjusted my playstyle since these first few games that I've played to kind of like deal with the fact that you just have these teams that are rolling together, and it's really hard to really do anything on your own when they're sitting with 3 guys in a group constantly. And that's part of Halo, so like it doesn't bother me. It's just something that you gotta get used to. It's something that makes you wanna play in a party more often, because it's not really fun when you're playing with a bunch of randoms and all of you are playing like it's Call of Duty, because that's what most people have been playing for the past few years, and you can't do well running on your own in this game. And I mean, you just need to pick your fights pretty smart, like much smarter than you ever had to in Call of Duty. Call of Duty is just like, oh, I'm gonna run around the corner, I'm gonna try to clean up 2 guys before I'm seen and then get the hell out, or just run and spawn and not really care. And this game, you can't really do that, because if you get caught off guard and you have like 2 or 3 people looking at you, that's game over, and you're on to your next life. So this game is a little bit more aggressive than what I've been playing lately. I've actually got my KD up fairly high from playing a little bit more defensive in recent matches, and I definitely have to some of those matches coming up. A couple of big teams and another small Infinity Slayer where I'm going with scores of like 23 to 26 to 3, and just not many deaths. And I can kind of explain my process on how to go about doing that, and most of it involves playing like a complete freaking douche and not really moving all that much. But in Call of Duty, where I'd say that that's kind of frowned upon, where you don't want to move too much, and you know, like people consider it camping. I really feel like moving down and holding in fortified position Halo is like just a more strategic option, and it's more viable and less frowned upon, I would say. You don't really call people out for camping in Halo, because camping in the sense of I'm sitting in a corner waiting for dudes to come by is not as a successful strategy as it would be in Call of Duty, because you don't get that instant kill from having the drop on somebody unless you have something like a shotgun, where in that case, like if you're using a shotgun, most good people will have another weapon out, run around and put themselves on radar, then stop around the corner and wait for a guy to come by, so it's an easy cleanup. And it's frustrating when it happens to you, but it's completely understandable, because that guy is just playing smart. It's like I said, it's a very different animal than Call of Duty, what people are used to. Like, just if somebody did that in Call of Duty, like, you would be fucking swearing up a storm and be absolutely pissed off that, you know, like, oh, this is bullcrap, that, you know, oh, that guy was just sitting there waiting all game, waiting for me. It's like, no, it's like, this game, I put myself on radar, you saw me, and you followed me, and made a fucking mistake because I had a better weapon than you. So, it's really, you know, just mind games in this one, more than anything else. But, back to the sticky launcher, and this time I have a little bit more success with it than I did last time. I was able to allow it to clean up a couple kills for me. I got knocked a guy's shield out, didn't kill 2 guys in a row with it. But the melees, I didn't realize affected physics as much as they did in this game, because when you saw me get punched right on that last death there, like, that dude sent me flying so hard, and it was just like not expected. So I wasn't really wasn't really ready for that to happen, so I wasn't really sure how I should react to that, and I didn't pull out my DMR because I thought I would still be at close enough range to actually do something with my sticky launcher. But this game, I don't know, like I said, I died a lot, but I'm all over the place, so it's fun, exciting. There's a constant movement, so I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it so far. This game's slowly coming to an end. For some reason, I don't know why, it's just these Infinity Slayers, that like the smaller team ones, seem to be taking a little quite a bit longer than like the Dominion mode that I put up before, and it's a bit longer than a couple of the big team games that I have coming up. It's just that sometimes it just feels really slow paced, and I'm not exactly sure why. Well, I mean, the game itself doesn't feel slow paced. It's just the game takes much longer, because I think there's 10 extra kills than what people are used to, because in Halo 3 and Reach, the Team Slayer variant only went to 50. This time around it goes to 60, and some of the maps, well, this being an arena type map, is quite a bit bigger than what you're used to for this type of map as well. So I don't know, like they still feel solid. Like, I'm not gonna bash the maps for being big. It's excusable for them to be a bit bigger than they used to be, because everyone has sprint now. It's much easier to get around. And coming up in the end here, like, you see me once again getting kind of boned and put in a situation that's not really ideal for Halo, where you start to get pinched and surrounded by dudes from a couple of different elevations and areas. So I kind of had to eat it to a grenade there, because there was not really room for me to move. But, you know, it's just, shit happens. You just respawn, you adjust, and you try to play to it. Like, right at the end here, these guys made it really freaking annoying for us to kind of finish off the game due to them sticking together, which is, once again, just a smart idea overall. Stick with your teammates. It's much harder for, like, a group of two, like 1 or 2 guys to do really anything if you're cruising with a group of 3 and you're all focusing down the same target. I'm gonna make this an analogy to League of Legends for a second. And while they're both very different games, I think team play is very much encouraged in both games. Focusing down certain enemies first, is definitely a smart thing to do in Halo, like marking your priorities, or just like communicating with your team, or just getting in the habit of like playing with a core group of dudes and just like instinctively picking the same target, like either start from the left and work your way right, or notice the guy with the power up and start with him. But that game wrapped up. I'm not exactly sure what my score was. I did get 21 kills that game. I died quite a bit, but it was kind of exciting gameplay because I had a nice variety of weapons and I was running around a lot. But as this is wrapping up, I would like to say thank you for watching. My name is Bryce, and peace.